at Washington Middle School. The belief is that if a middle school kid finds their passion and finds their voice, and then they move forward in their education, high school, college, career, that because they found their passion and voice, they're going to be successful in their life. That idea about just really building this performing arts center where all aspects of visual and performing arts will come together. Kids can be part of all of that, right? You might not be the actor or the singer or the production person, but you can do the lights and you can do the sound under the guidance of our teachers. That would be amazing. And so the studio is the first step in that.
The purpose of our studio is, one, being able to serve our students. We want to be able to reach out to other departments of our school. You know, it could be language arts, it could be math, it could be, science. The goal is really having our staff to dream, seeing this studio, seeing what we can do, in sound and video production, work together with us to create programs. But we also have the other branches, or we call it pillars. So we have 3 pillars. One is education. And of course, in education, we also want to reach out, hopefully, to the high schoolers, right? And the elementary schools, so that they can all come and use this great facility. So that's one. Now, the other branches are, we want to work with nonprofit groups. They may have messages that they would want to send, that they can see how this studio can help them to create those content. The other part is, we do have to self-support this recording studio. We want to welcome artists or people in the community that they can see, again, how this facility can support their work, their art, their content, that perhaps we can exchange in some way that they can help our kids as we can help them to create this content.
Our vision is to create lifelong learners. And for me, the studio is an opportunity for myself to learn new things, and then for my students to learn new things, create new dreams that they never thought possible.
Once we decide to build a recording studio, I want to learn, exactly who are these people, who are the very best in designing studios. And one of them was John Storyk.
So when the dream was first presented to us by Sam and his team, and I looked at the program and looked at the site, by the way, pretty good size project, it was pretty intriguing.
We have done thousands of rooms. John started 50 years ago with Electric Lady, for Jimi Hendrix studio. But this one is definitely very special to us. To be able to have this kind of project in a middle school where the kids are the right age, where they're trying to find themselves, and you're giving them tools, we found it extremely powerful of a project.
What they bring to the table, we all know that they build studios all over the world. Today, they are walking us through these facilities and explain to us why these rooms are so special.
Initially, we went to the Boston Symphony Orchestra. We saw the mixing room.
You know about the Jazz at Lincoln Center.
I worked for this remote company.
Alicia Keys' Oven Studio. Jungle Studios in New York City. They design, Berklee College of Music Studio.
Sam, we're here. Yeah, Berkeley, Studio A, Shames scoring stage. This is their, I think this is their premier room. It's certainly their largest room.
It's similar in a way when you look at this space of what our studio in Washington Middle School will feel like, will look like.
We can kind of divide the rooms maybe into 2 worlds. Places where music is made or created, and then places or a room where it is captured and or produced. Control room, live room.
This live room has not only the possibility of being a good old-fashioned recording space, but the live room can also work as a multi-purpose classroom, not only for the audio department, but for all departments. So that it could be used by the entire school if needed, to do any type of presentations. We started to think, how about we put the different components that make Hawaii so special into the studio, making this inspiration of the taro plant into the live room and make that a treatment.
Berkeley, like your school, affords a very special situation because it's not uncommon to have two classes here at the same time. You have an ensemble class, basically music being taught or instruments being taught. And on the other side of the glass, okay, you'd have 8 or 10 students learning how to record. So these are Berkeley students. You have recording engineers and you have performance students. They're the same students. They come together. They come together, okay, through this class. In fact, let's take a walk into the control room, okay? State-of-the-art, big analog console, multiple monitors. What's a little bit different about this room is that there's extra seats, much like your project, much like the Hawaii project.
The control room is set up in a way that the back of the room will have an area for the students to sit, so it will act as a classroom. In the front of the room, will have main speaker monitors, console, and also video displays. So that from time to time, if there is a need with a camera, the students, if they're not all up front, they'll be able to, in the video display in the front of the room, they'll be able to see what the teacher is doing in the console. That's a front view from the control room, but imagine that being the window from our control room.
Right, you can look to the side.
To the side, into the live room. And then you look to the side and you see the isolation booths. This studio has the same qualities of a world-class studio. It has all of the components that only the imagination of the people using it will take it to anything it needs to be.
The idea of a combined space where students, professional educators, people from the community can all come together is a very rare and valuable experience for everybody. For young people to be working with adults, for adults to be giving, again, those young people the chance to grow and to experience things and then to train them.
I was able to go into a studio at the age of 14 and experience that.
Wow.
So, and it's like, bzzz, it really lights you. To have that opportunity to see that and get that experience at a young age, it's a major turning point.
And our school is considered a Title I school, so it means that more than half our students live below the poverty line. So when you bring something like this studio to our school, the expectation automatically becomes greater. And for these kids who maybe don't have very high expectations for themselves, I'm hoping that's what this studio will give them.
And that's the impact that the right opportunity at the right time with the right people make a difference, right? And that's what middle-level educators are all trying to do, right? For every single kid, is to provide them with that experience.
There's an old story, my dad told it to me, but it's an easy one. You've heard it a million times. If you give a local person $50, they're gonna eat for a week. But if you give them a $50 fishing pole, they're gonna eat for a lifetime. Getting a facility like this will have a multitude of benefits. It's gonna become bigger than the school. It's gonna become as big as your community.
In this time, in this day and age, where kids have so many distractions and so many things pulling them different directions, something like this and something attached to the arts can really save a kid's life.
These kids are the very ones that deserve a chance to become something that they never thought might be possible.
Given the tools and opportunity, it's going to open doors for all of those kids, right? And they're going to go out in the world and they're going to do amazing things.